Hi, this is Mike,
And this is Fran.
and this is the Mike and Fran Unrehearsed show on 216 The Net, real life internet radio. Hey, thanks for tuning in, guys. Hey, guess what? This is our 21st show. Isn't that amazing? Our 21st show. Now, I remember that number. Let's see, when I was 21, no, when I was 18, no, when was drinking age when I was a kid, Mom? Was it 18? Oh, I remember now. It was 18 when I was 18, and then when I was 19, it changed to 21. So I could only drink for a year, and then I couldn't. Not that it was that big a deal, but
I
anyway,
know.
it was kind of weird because I was kind of torn right in between. People used to go up to Wisconsin, I think. Maybe it was 18 up there, but anyway, what happened? What happened to you when it was 21? Did you have a
I
beer or a drink or a wine or
no,
anything?
I there was no alcohol in my family.
Oh.
We were no alcohol at all.
Never.
Never, ever. So
Not even for like a holiday or
no,
a party
when my
or.
husband and we were married and we went out for the first time to visit my family, my husband, being Italian, said, "Oh, we've got to get these great bottles of wine or booze or something to take." And I said, "No, you don't take it to my family."
Oh my God.
"Oh, yes, you do." He took it, and then he had to give it to my brothers or something. My father said, "No, we do not drink in this house."
Because he didn't want it, no?
No, my father didn't drink for a couple of reasons. He had a stepfather who was an alcoholic, who was very mean,
Oh, I see.
and he had a hard time after World War I when he lived in France because they drank like water, the wine,
They
and
drank
he
like
couldn't-
fishes.
He
Oh,
didn't
oh,
drink.
drink it like water. Yeah, yeah.
He
yeah.
didn't drink any of it, so
Wow. Okay.
yeah.
Well, that settles that. Anyway, that's what that number 21 reminds me of. Is when I was 18, I could drink, and then it was 21. It's been 21 ever since. I think. Right? So, hey guys, remember to go to our website, www.mikeandfriendradio.com, where we have archived all of our shows, and you can actually sign up for some free services with my friend Joe the Plumber. You knew that was coming, right? Joe the Plumber. Yeah, because Joe offers free estimates on any kind of a plumbing job. No job is too big or too small for Joe. If you can't do it, he'll find someone that can. And he's a great guy. So you go on my website, and he's on there. You click on the link. You go to his website, and you give him a call. You tell him you heard about him from Mike and Fran Unrehearsed, and he'll give you 10% off and free estimates. Pretty cool. And then my friend Wendy Lolly is offering a free 60-minute coaching session. Now, what Wendy will do is, if you have a small business, she will help to show you how to make the most out of digital communications and social media, which are really big things that you have to get involved with these days if you want to stay afloat or keep your head above water or stay in business, right? It's hard enough with the COVID thing going on, but things are coming around. The vaccine is out there. Sooner or later, we're all going to get it, and I think we'll be back to normal. So we're starting to turn the corner. That's the way I'm looking at it. You think, Mom? You think it's going to happen?
I think it's going to be a lot later.
Yeah, well, maybe.
I don't
maybe.
think till next summer we
Well,
will see great
But
relief.
at least we got started on it. We got some vaccines coming
Hopefully.
out.
Hopefully.
UK has them out now, and we're going to
Hopefully.
get them soon.
Yeah.
So that's going to be all good news. So I wanted to mention a couple things. We do an annual Christmas card with the family, and Linda happened to be over here over the weekend, so we did a little video photo shoot of Mom, Linda, and myself taking our photo that we're going to put on our Christmas card. We usually have about like 5 photos on there from each of the families, and we had all kind of fun doing that. And what's funny is that Linda thought I was just taking photos, but I took some videos kind of secretly, and I put that up on there, and it's kind of fun. We had a lot of fun doing it, and you know what? We came out with a really awesome photo for the Christmas card this year. It was real casual. It's kind of shows a little bit of personality instead of just kind of standing there and staring straight ahead. We wanted to do something a little different, and we did. And we had a lot of fun doing it. Well, didn't we, Mom?
Yes.
All right. Hey, I wanted to let you guys know that in January we're going to be launching a video program half-hour video program of Mike and Fran Unrehearsed, and you guys will have access to it through our website. That's www.mikeandfranradio.com, and more on that a little bit later. But hey, it's the first week of December, and I'm starting to see some Christmas decorations up. I don't see any up at our house yet, Mom, but I'm going to get to it, I promise. I was going to go out the other day, and it got cold, and it's actually going to be 50 degrees out this week, so probably tomorrow or the next day would be a great time to go out and get a tree, put up our lights, and we'll be good to go. Is that cool, Mom?
Right.
I'll do it. And you can help me do the ornaments.
Waiting.
All right. Sorry. I don't want to keep you waiting much longer. But we'll get around to that really soon, and it'll be great. It'll be awesome. So, Mom, December 7th, 1941, I have to ask you, what can you tell me about that date in your life? Because I know you were around then. You were about 14 years old then?
I was exactly. Yes.
Okay. So let's hear it, Mom. What was that day like for you?
We were December the 7th, 1941. We were moving from a garage, double garage, that we lived in, my mother, father, and 4 kids. We lived in the garage because my father was building a big house, had the frame and everything, 2-story, and the garage. And then 27, 28, 29, the Depression came, and we ended up in the double garage. But we were moving from that garage that day to a 2-story house.
Wow, so that
with
was a big...
electricity and with indoor plumbing.
So that was a big
and
moving
with
day
water.
for you guys. That
So
was a
it was
big
pretty,
day.
yeah.
And you were probably looking forward to that day for a really long time.
Right,
Yeah.
and this garage was situated on a hill. And we were on top of the hill, and a car drove up from the street below, the lane. We didn't live on a street, really, and said, hey, turn on your radio, we're at war. And we go, what? Turn on your radio, because we didn't have television then.
But you had a radio in the car.
We had a radio inside.
Inside, okay.
Yeah.
Inside.
And we did, and he said, we're at war. And my dad found out, and my little sister Donna said, well, where's Hawaii? What's Pearl Harbor?
Yeah.
And my dad said, oh my gosh, and all those young men will die.
Oh my God.
So we were moving on that day, Pearl Harbor Day. But it's a lot more than that, because I was of the age that I remembered well the food rationing, the gas rationing, silk stockings were rationed. You couldn't get them at all. So in those days, silk stockings had a seam up the back.
Okay.
So what you did on your bare leg was draw a line on the back of your leg.
Did you really?
So it resembled a silk stocking with a line.
So you
Yes.
didn't really have a stocking on at all?
No,
you just had a line.
Yeah, that's right.
What did you use? Like a magic marker or something?
Yeah,
like that?
no,
Or
like
what?
a mascara or eyebrow thing, whatever.
So
You made a line on the back of your leg to look like a silk stocking.
now, did you have your sister do it? Because it's kind of hard to do yourself.
I can't
isn't it?
remember. I think I did it myself.
But how far up the leg did it go? Up to your calf?
Well, as long as
I mean, you had a skirt
you
on.
wore
right?
longer skirts then. You
Okay,
weren't
okay.
wearing the real long, short
So up
skirts.
to
Yeah,
maybe your
yeah.
top of your calf would be
Yeah,
about it.
yes.
So
yes.
tell me.
But
is that-
also, my parents.
Wait. Tell me why you couldn't buy silk stockings for women.
It's used for the war.
Okay, so I didn't know
It was
that. So
used
you
for the
assume
war.
everybody knows that. Now, what did they use those
I
silk
think it was for
stockings
parachutes, I think.
Oh, really?
I'm not sure.
So
I know we could not.
that was considered a luxury item, but in wartime, they couldn't afford to be able to let you have those because they had to
They
use
used
them
them for the
parachutes.
war effort. They used them for the war effort.
Wow. Like a slingshot or something? Or no? I'm kidding.
But the most
I'm sorry.
exciting thing was my parents became like war wardens, air raid wardens, that on Thursday night, it was their time to go up on a tall mountain and sit there with their binoculars and look for Japanese planes to come over.
Wow.
I was the eldest of 6 kids, so I got to stay home
Wow.
and watch the kids and make sure our blackout curtains were closed.
Right.
Now, Michael asked me, well, what's a blackout curtain?
Blackout.
Well, it
curtain.
was just a curtain that light could not get through. Because as the planes flew over and they would see light below, they'd know there was a city or houses.
Yeah.
Because we felt that immediately after this happened, we thought the Japanese would be coming over the Coast Range into Eugene, Oregon. We were an hour and a quarter away from the ocean driving over the mountain. So we just figured they'd land there and come right over. So
wow.
we had blackout curtains and things.
So tell me, how did your parents get chosen to be?
I volunteered. They volunteered.
Okay,
all the people volunteered to do it.
So a lot of people did that. They just kind of rotated.
They volunteered, yes.
And how far was it that they had to go to be on top of the mountain?
Oh, quite a bit, down to the Coburg Hills or the mountains or the Cascades.
And they were there. They were there all
night. All
night they were there. And how'd they stay awake? I mean, what did they do?
That was their job. The two of them, they stayed awake all night long.
And then they came home and slept.
Yeah. I don't know what they did. They came home and did their regular work.
Well, they got to sleep sometime.
Well, they kind of dozed off, took turns. It was two of them, maybe. I don't know.
Was it like in a sort of a fort or a?
It was in the top of a water tower that you used to watch for fires up in the mountains. And a big thing.
That's very interesting. And so they had a number of lookout towers. Not just
all
the
over.
One,
all over the area, all over the Coast Range and the West Coast.
And how long did they do that for?
I don't remember. I know we were shelled on by a submarine on the Oregon coast, and some of the Douglas fir trees got a fire. And I think there was one story that one house was hit and a person was killed. But I never verified that. I don't think it was the truth. But we were so scared because we were right next to the ocean, so an hour and a half away, which was close.
Yeah.
And then I remembered in my high school that the day after Hickam Field was bombed, or 2 days later, the kids from Hickam Field, a lot of them came to my school. They were military brats, so to speak, and they came to my school. They'd been out there that day. It was early in the morning, so they weren't really swimming yet, but they'd been out there, and you sat in a class looking over at these few students that had been there last week, so to speak.
Tell me about Hickman Field. Was that?
That's where the naval base was.
How far? How was that closer to the water than you were, or further away, or where was that?
Hickam Field was a field in Hawaii that was bombed.
So I don't even know what we're talking
about. Hickam Field is the name of the field in Hawaii.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
So tell me about that field in Hawaii. Was that the main area that everything happened in? Where you see on the movies?
Yes,
and everybody's running, and planes above.
Yes, that you see in
bombing.
the movies. Yes.
And so the people in your class came from there?
Their fathers had worked there, or their mothers, or fathers mainly.
Their parents.
And they had been there, and they...
So they were in Hawaii living with their mother or father. They shipped them back and they went to your school.
They shipped them back immediately, stateside, to get out of the area.
Oh, I didn't realize that happened.
And you'd be sitting in class, and oh my God, a week ago that person was in Honolulu at Hickam Field or at the air base.
Did some of those kids have family members that might have been killed?
I do not know. I don't think we talked about it or anything.
Did you talk about it or no? The kids didn't get up and talk about what happened over there?
No, it was too new an experience.
Oh, yeah.
They just came into our classroom, there 14, they were.
So you were like a sophomore in high school.
I was, I think, a freshman.
14? Yeah.
Yeah.
13, 14.
Whatever it was, I was just early.
Well, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
And then I guess you said that...
and then both my uncles, my Uncle Ralph and Uncle Vernon, which are very close to us as kids, would come down and treat us very warmly. They were our favorite uncles, the only ones we had around and the only one that paid attention to us. And Uncle Ralph was killed in an airplane crash in San Francisco. His plane was sabotaged. Somebody stuffed something in the fuel tank and the plane went down. And
so he was in the Air Force?
He was in the Air Force, lieutenant. And my other uncle ended up in the Marines going in Europe. I don't know, it was Cherbourg or which. He went in Europe. And he lived.
He made it out, yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, the war was very real. And then when I was in college, as college went on, it was sort of like a girls' college. All the men were away
remember you said that,
in
yeah.
the service, except for people who were 4F, who were unable to physically meet the demands of the service. And
so if you were 4F, what were some of the circumstances that would meet that requirement of being 4F? Would it be like obviously like a club foot or something silly
if you
like
were
that,
flat-footed, I don't
flat-footed?
know all flat
Clubfoot?
feet, but I know any
too short,
physical.
too tall?
I don't know.
Too
No,
heavy?
I don't think. No,
No?
I don't think too short or too tall.
Well,
no,
wasn't
they
there
took,
like some sort
but
of
had
a,
some physical something.
so like
Yeah.
like emphysema, or asthma or something like that?
No, that's just skin.
I mean,
No, a
what-
person who could not I don't know. I never took
Did
the
they
test.
did they have probably like an aptitude kind of a test for people? That,
No, I just think they took
Oh, no,
everybody.
okay.
I don't
So it was
know
more
if you
of-
had a written
So it was
test.
more of a physical
They
sort
just-
of attribute. Well, maybe their eyesight or their hearing or something like
Yeah,
that.
if they couldn't see or if they couldn't hear, couldn't walk,
Well, even with glasses.
or,
yeah.
or if they had
Wow.
some disease of the lungs or something, they wouldn't be. But you were a 4F, they called it then. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it wasn't the popular thing to be.
But I remember the war well.
Wow. That's very interesting. So, Mom, here's a good question for you. What was one of the happiest times with your family when you went on vacation or spent the summers with, or what was one of the things that you did?
Well, I'll tell you that in a minute. But first, why were you up so late the other night?
Oh, well, that's probably because of my audition. Every year, one of the biggest casting agents in Chicago, Claire Simon, has an event called Meals for Monologues. And what we do is we make a donation of $5 towards a fund for unemployed actors and people like that. And because we do that, we're able to do an annual monologue for her, for Claire Simon. Now, if I was just sitting around normally and Claire Simon called, I would be ecstatic. because
Shaking
when
in your boots.
That's right. That's right. Because she is the woman that could make things happen for you in films and TV, and she does all the Chicago shows out here, Chicago Fire, Chicago Med, Chicago PD, all those shows. I've been on auditions for those shows, but you still want to get a part. And it's hard for Chicagoans to get a part that's like an ongoing, continuing starring role. Most of those come from California or other places, but it's fun to be able to get a gig and get on the show and put it on your resume, and now you can hopefully get more work from that, which is really a lot of fun. So anyway, I'm always racking my brain to find a monologue. Last year I did one on myself. I did like a personal monologue on being the middle child, on how you're sort of the mediator between the old and the young, and you want everybody to get along, and and you're not going to be tied down with stories about something that are not going to go anywhere. It's like you learn quickly that if I'm not going to get anywhere with this story, then I'm not going to get into it, and then you let somebody else do it, like you, because you're the mom. And anyway, that was my middle child story. And I run into people when I used to do Uber, and they would say, "Oh, I got to do this, and oh, I got that," and I would say, "Are you by any chance a middle child?" And 9 times out of 10, they would say, "Yes," because they have a lot of interest, and they have control over things, and they prioritize and try to spend time for fun and things that don't have anything to do with work. And you really got to do that these days to keep your sanity. I mean, on my Zoom calls now, what do? I see somebody with a guitar in the back of their wall. I say, "Have you ever played that guitar lately?" No, I played that since I was 16. I go, "Well, I know a way you can do that." You go to the Old Town School Folk Music website. Every day of the week, they have something called Second Chance. No, Second Half. Second Half. Yeah, Second Chance. Anyway, Second Half is where one of the instructors will play songs from our, Americana songbook, about 180 songs in there, for a half hour every night at 8:30, 9:30, 1:30, 11:30. All you do is sign on Zoom, and you can strum along, you can sing along, you can play harmonica, you can play violin, you can sing harmony. They don't care, because you know what? Everybody's on mute. Everybody's on mute. And I'm telling you guys out there, if any of you guys are interested in finding out more about Old Town School of Folk Music, I would love to get you guys going on this free service right now because it's COVID-19 and everything is on Zoom. I mean, if you want to take a class, yeah, you'd have to pay for that. So it's like $180 for 8 weeks of hour and a half, okay? But if you just want to strum along and kind of learn and play with other people, check out the second half on Old Town School of Folk Music. You'll be glad you did. So go to oldtownschooloffolkmusic.org or send me an email at mikeandfranradio@gmail.com. And I'll tell you all about it. Wow, I got sidetracked, Mom. So what was the question? I forgot. Where am I? Oh, what did I do?
I think you were asking what was one of the best.
No, your question to me. What did I do? What, Friday? You wanted to know? Audition? Did I tell you what audition it was? No, I told you what I did last year.
What did you do for the audition?
Okay, did you ever see the movie called Up in the Air? It was.
Don't remember it by the title.
Oh, come on! It was a really great monologue, and you know who did it? He was on Jimmy Kimmel the other night. Remember? Who his joke was who played your favorite Batman? When he had somebody calling in.
George Clooney?
George Clooney, yes.
Oh.
Yes, George Clooney. All right, so George Clooney did this monologue. I'm gonna do it right here. Okay,
all right.
So are you ready?
I'll listen.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it right here. Are you ready?
Yep. I'll have to pretend like I never heard it before.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Come on, Mom. You're an actor, aren't you?
All right.
Okay, here we go. How much does your life weigh? Imagine for a second that you're carrying a backpack. I want you to feel the straps on your shoulders. You feel them? Good. I want you to pack it with all the stuff that you have in your life. You start with the little things, the shelves, the drawers, the knickknacks, collectibles. Feel the weight as it adds up. Then you start adding larger stuff, clothes, tabletop appliances, your TV, your car, your home. I want you to stuff it all into that backpack. Now try to walk. It's kind of hard, isn't it? This is what we do to ourselves until we can't even move. And make no mistake, moving is living. Now, I'm going to set fire to that backpack. What do you want to say? What do you want to take out of it? Photos? Photos are for people who can't remember. Drink some ginkgo and let the photos burn. In fact, let everything burn. And imagine waking up tomorrow with nothing. It's kind of exhilarating, isn't it? That is how I approach every day.
I like that.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, I liked it when I heard it before. I still like it.
All right. So would you hire me for a gig on Chicago Fire because of that?
Oh, why not? I don't think Chicago Fire would be saying that. But
No. But when you so
I know.
when I was trying to come up with a monologue, I wanted to play a scene from Chicago Fire, but you don't want to do that because they've already seen the scene and they're familiar with the scene and they know how the actor did the scene, and then you're like competing with the actor, and you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. You want to do something that they might have heard, but they haven't heard it in a long time if it's from a film, and they'll go, oh yeah, that was pretty good. Now it brings back some memories. So it has to be a little bit distant. Or you can make up an original like I did last time. Anyway, so that's enough of me. So what do you got, Mom? You remember the question? The question was, what did you do as a child in your family to have fun and one of your most enjoyable, happy experiences? Right.
Yeah.
So what do you got?
Well, in my family,
Yeah.
I think I was the eldest of 6 kids, and one of the ones where we had the most fun was going over that coast range in a little over an hour and going to the ocean. And we would sing as we went along. My dad liked to hear us all singing in the back, and it was great to go to the ocean. We didn't often stay overnight then. We just would go for the day and come back. Mm-hmm. Also, I mentioned once before, there was a series at the movie theaters called Flash Gordon.
Oh, wow.
And it was on Friday nights for a while. And every Friday night, my father would take us all.
So you'd go to the movie theater
to
to
the
see Flash
Heilig
Gordon?
Theater.
And
Yes,
what did that cost? Do you remember? What was
I
it?
don't
No,
remember
your
at all.
Dad paid. Your dad
No,
paid.
I don't remember
Did you get
at
any
all.
treats or anything there? Did you get
Oh
like,
no, my dad.
popcorn,
no,
candy?
No, we never bought anything. No.
Oh, okay.
Never.
Did you bring stuff in your pockets?
No, never. No,
Okay. All right.
we didn't do that.
All right. I would have done that.
Also, we enjoyed getting a Texas hamburger.
Now tell me about that.
That was near where my uncles had a little house
In Eugene?
in Eugene at one time, and they would sort of hire, in quotes, my sister and I to clean their house for 50 cents each. But
Oh,
near
wow.
that house was a Texas place where they sold these huge Texas hamburgers with big slice of tomato and meat and lettuce for 25 cents.
25 cents.
And I was an original Burgie kid. I loved them.
So tell me, what did you do for like 50 cents? Did you work all day over there? Was it for like a couple hours, or how long did you work?
Oh, 2 or 3 hours.
Okay. And he gave you 50 cents
Yeah,
for that?
we weren't good cleaners. We were young. We were 8 or 9 or
Well,
10 or 11
but you
or
did
12.
some stuff.
But they did it just to make us feel happy that we
Well,
were doing
that you
something.
were doing some work for him, and he
Yes.
gave you a little bit of money
Yes.
to have some fun. So was 50 cents a lot of money then? I mean,
Sure was.
like if you had $1, could a whole family eat on $1?
no, not $1, but
Couple dollars?
Close.
Wow. Wow. So this burger, I'm sorry, but this burger, was it bigger than a Whopper? I mean,
Oh yeah,
all right.
they were just plate sized. By
Plate size.
Of course. I was young then, and I probably remember them larger,
Texas
but they
burger.
were great.
Wow.
Called the Texas Burger
isn't
down
everything
near
in
the
Texas
depot.
big? Isn't that the
Yeah.
joke?
And
You get
near my Uncle Vernon and Uncle Ralph's place that they rented. Now, my Uncle Ralph was the one that died during the war as a pilot.
Yeah.
And my Uncle Vernon was
remember
the
you
one
said
that
that.
went to the
And
coast off
those
of
were your favorite
Normandy.
uncles by far.
They were 2 of our favorite uncles. They were our only uncles we had.
And these were on your mom's side.
Yes, and they paid attention to us.
Nice.
And when they would be down and there would be a big flood, they would put us all in a big boat and take us out over all the fences because
Oh, wow.
the water was over the fences.
Really?
And we had so much fun
Well, that's kind of
rowing
neat.
around. And then they drop us off in mud that we go into mud up to our knees. And our mother would have an absolute fit because that was the
my.
only good pair of shoes we each had. And but we
Oh,
had
my.
fun with my uncles.
Well, that kind of reminds me of one of the storms we had on Maple Lane. I don't know if it was, I don't know, when we had Gina and the snow. Gina was our pet corgi.
Yes.
And the snow was so high that it went up high enough to the cyclone fence we had around the yard
And she
that the
did-
dog could walk right out of the yard. And she walked right out over, and she goes, "Where'd Gina go? Where's Gina?"
Over the roof.
She was in the front of the
Oh,
front of the
wow.
house. Well, over the fence, and then she was in the front of the house. She just walked over. I remember that. We couldn't believe
No,
that
she
she did
also
that.
got in one little part of the roof too, but
Well, I know
yeah,
that was
over.
pretty. That was like
Oh,
a
she
hell
was-
of a snowstorm that
she
year.
was a show dog, Gina
Oh, yeah,
Yvonne of Sandyshire.
Well, what's interesting?
this little corgi
Yep. Yeah.
who
And,
was like Queen Elizabeth's favorite dog.
So you're watching the series now, right?
The Crown, and I saw the
Crown.
corgis,
The
and
Crown,
it
and you
looked-
called me in the other day for what?
Just
to see
like
the
Gina.
3 corgis in the back of her Jeep.
Yeah.
And they were so cute, but they were tiny little corgis. They were like baby corgis.
Well, they weren't growing up.
They
yet,
looked like
but-
sort of
Yeah.
like dwarf corgis.
Yeah.
Okay, they were just puppy corgis, but their heads were bigger than their bodies. So I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know what happened there, but anyway, the Queen really likes those dogs, right? That was her favorite dog.
That
and
is
she's
correct.
always had those dogs. Does she still have those dogs today?
I believe she does. I don't know.
She's what? She's 95.
5, and her husband Philip
that's
is
fantastic.
100.
Isn't that fantastic? Isn't that fantastic? So which episode are you in right now?
Well, I've watched all of year 1, year 2, and I'm on 3.
Wow.
Because I'm going back to catch up. I had never watched it till
Holy
now.
cow.
And I think it's in the 4th year.
Holy cow. Well, that's it, guys. See you next week.
Bye from Mike and Fran. Have a good week.